Hi everybody, it's your friendly Dracula's daughter here again. Come drunk through the hedge backwards, as you can see. Here to ruin your YouTube viewing as per. Hope you're all keeping well. Simba, leave me alone please, thank you. Do you know, this boy honestly ignores me all day, and when I do something, he just wants all over me. On the phone to my best friend earlier, and he's just talking away and doing that noise, and we were both giggling on the phone. But yes, so hope you're all okay. Things are changing again in the UK with all this COVID-19 stuff. It's a rule of 6 now. No more than 6 people in a group anywhere. Blah 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 and all that, and of course people are still running around going, oh, no masks, and it looks like we're going to be on a complete lockdown again by Christmas, I feel, if that carries on. Some parts of the country have been on lockdown, but my part of the country is not on lockdown as of yet. I'm just moving the camera that way. You can see the lights there. The lighting I've got to dazzle this face, which is ridiculous. It's one of those 2-down lights. It's like an antique version of a 1920s light by a company called Christopher Ray, because apparently they're very expensive light fitters and things. They've only got 2 stores in the whole country. One is in London, I can't remember what the other one is. But beautiful stuff that they do, lighting stuff that they do. They're very, very expensive. I bought that for a tenner, I think it was, in a second-hand shop. But anyway, so yes, so witching away again. As you can see, my latest requisition of the picture I bought a few weeks ago is hanging up not very well at the back of me there, which looks really nice, because this is the part where I do my sewing and stuff, which I haven't done much of lately, because I had to have the sewing machine fixed and everything, and finally got it back, and haven't had the energy to do anything at the moment. To tell the truth, this COVID palaver is really getting to me at the moment. Again, what was it? I spoke to a lady yesterday, and she said it was the COVID stress or something she called it, or whatever. But anyway, so yes, so it's just getting to me. But hey ho, one of those things, isn't it? So we all need to do whatever to keep ourselves and other people around us healthy and safe. But I'm all in black today. Worst colour to wear when you've got 2 wolf dogs that shed as much hair as they weigh. So I'm covered in hairs as it is, and I've been out this morning with Zena, and of course I can't go out again because I'm covered in dog hairs. So I'll have to change if I want to go out and do some shopping, which I was going to do. But anyway, so yes, so that's it really about me and what's been going on the last few weeks. I haven't been on because of this COVID stuff, and things are changing, and maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, I don't know. We shall see. But like I said, I've been a bit down with it all, and yes, but I'm getting back on top of stuff now, because I got my books through yesterday for my latest course, Living Psychology from the Everyday to the Extraordinary, which is, the books are wonderful. I've started reading one of them already, and the course doesn't start until next month, 3rd of October. But anyway, Saturday, 3rd of October, it starts, because I'm doing the Open University. But anyway, so I've met my tutor, Dr. Sharp, with an E. She seems nice. She seems very intuitive and willing to help or whatever, which is really good. And she understands things, which is really nice as well. So about personal things, about individuals and whatever, not just the course. So and she's got baccalaureate, and she's got a bachelor's in this and whatever, you know. So like she's done loads, and she's my tutor. But yes, I'm looking forward to all that. Like I said, I've started doing the reading already, reading the books already, which is fine, which is nice. And yeah, that's it on that front. another thing on the front of trans issues and things that get me right up here on my boobs again is the fact that J.K. Rowling is in the news again for being anti-trans, which she is not anti-trans. She's a trans advocate, but she doesn't want to erase what it means to be a woman. And which is what the militant trans people want to do, and I don't want to erase what it means to be trans, what it means, for the struggles I've been through, and others before me, and others, in the future. I don't want to erase any of that because it is part of us. It is part of who we are, and and the militant trans activists want to take all that away from everyone. It's not just erasing what it means to be a woman, but also erasing what it means to be trans, which I think is fundamentally wrong because they're taking that label away from me, which I don't particularly want them to do, because I, for one, I'm quite happy with being who I am. And of course, I've been basically called transphobic and all that crap again because of my views on such matters. Because I will not bow down to the militants telling me I have to think this way or think that way. I was told that years ago when I started transitioning that I had to act and be a certain way now because I'm trans, and I'm there going, no, because I'm still Tony, so I will still be me, and I shall stay being me, regardless. And that's what I've tried to do. I have changed, hopefully for the better. I'm thinking more content with myself now since the surgery and everything. 8 years ago that was, blooming heck, 8 years ago in February, long time. So I feel more content within myself now. Some people might say, oh no, I speak up more often now than I used to, even though some people might disagree with that as well, because I have always been a gobby what's-it. But hey ho, that's me for you. And I do have a voice, and I don't want my voice to be hushed by the very, very few militant trans people out there that are trying to change my life without my say-so. The best activists in any group or community are the ones that are in the background doing their own thing and not parading themselves around on social media. They're the ones that are not looking for the glory. They're not looking for praise. They're just doing what they do because they think that's the best thing to do. And the ones that shout the loudest are the ones that aren't happy with themselves, and that's how I feel. It's always the same. The ones who shout the loudest is either they've got something to hide, or they have they're not happy within themselves, and that's so. I was going to say, okay, the buttons are coming undone at my top right in the boob place. I think my boobs are too big for this top again. There's another top I go. If that's the case, it's a lovely top as well. It's a super top as well. It's a dress really. Is it down to my knees? Just about down to my knees, and I've got a skirt underneath it, and it's really nice. It's got buffonty sleeves like that, which I've pulled like that. Yeah, so it goes through there, tight there, and then just all balloons out. But I'll just push them up right there. So I've got balloon sleeves. It looks nice without the dog hairs all over. But yes, going back to the trans thing, and I was talking to my bestie earlier, the one I was saying about the which I'll talk about in a minute, actually, about the love story in the making a few videos ago, a couple of videos ago. talking to him, and he because I haven't read this J.K. Rowling's book, and I don't think most of the trans activists have either, because there's only one sentence in there that says that he put on a wig and a woman's coat to go out, and that's the only thing. And of course, everyone's in an uproar saying, "Oh, she's calling all trans women murderers and blah blah blah." No, she did not say that at all. And there you go. But then again, yeah, I suppose she's raking in the money because of all the publicity. And my argument is, the argument was that it will make. One of the arguments that was said to me was that the people less intelligent would think that trans women are men in dresses, and I'm there going, but they wouldn't think that. They would just carry on reading the book and go, "Oh, right, it's a man in a woman's coat and a wig." And my argument was, now they'll think it because you've highlighted that fact. If you would have kept quiet about it, nobody would have thought it. And that is what's wrong with society. It's the fact that we perceive and intimate things that aren't even there. And what happens? It gets blown out of all proportion, and people get hurt either by words, which can affect people's mental health, or by deeds. And a lot of people are, so no doubt she has been sent, J.K. Rowling has been sent death threats and everything like that, which inevitably happens when an organisation or a group or a community are not happy with what they read or see. They resort to sending death threats via email or letters or texts or whatever like that. And there's no hope, because there's no hope when the trans community, the very few in the trans community, are spouting hatred towards other individuals. They are playing the victim whilst doing exactly the same thing that they perceive to be a victim of, i.e. the trans community are victims because of the hate towards the trans community, but in the same vein, they send hate towards individuals or groups, and you can't play the victim and do exactly the same thing back. It just doesn't work that way. Two wrongs don't make a right. And I was told, to drag my head out of my arse long enough to have a look around, and I'm there going, I do look around because that's where I come from, because I see the world for exactly what it is, and not as a negative place that's hating all trans people. Because the ones that shout the most are the ones who've got all things to hide, like I said, and the ones that haven't transitioned or are not transitioning. There's Sam Smith with the two trans activists, so they're called, that have done nothing to. They want to be treated as women, but yet they do nothing to make themselves look like women. And I'm talking about not shaving their bodies, not. Okay, fine. It's just I will get flack for this, but it's always been, men are hairy, women aren't, blah blah blah, whatever like that. And these two haven't even bothered, even trying to look feminine or womanly or girly or whatever you want. I don't look anything like that. I look at this. I need to go back on my diet again. I've been eating too many biscuits in the last few weeks. That's what happens when I get really down. I think, oh, it's on the diet. Let's go. So I need to go back to that again, which I did too. But anyway, so yes, it's just ridiculous. And people like that are making a mockery of the trans community. If you aren't going to transition, you shouldn't be a trans activist, personally. And that's what I think. How can you be an activist of something that you yourself are not doing or don't believe in? And this is what I can't get my head around, and I'm sure people will point this out to me saying, "Oh, you're wrong, Tony, blah blah blah." Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in people's heads. I know just for the fact that I didn't wake up once and go, oh, I want to be a woman, because if it was that easy, I would have done it freaking decades ago. Not, going through all the pain, physical, mental, and emotional pain I've been through for decades to get to where I am today. It's just... I personally think that the few militants, trans militants, militant trans activists are making it worse and basically making it dangerous for the rest of the trans community out there. Those of us who are actually living in the real world that are doing their own thing and have... fitted into society quite well. Touch wood, I don't get no crap off people anymore because I hold my head high, and I don't feel threatened. I don't feel as if anybody is mocking me. They might do behind my back, but hey, I can't change that. I can't do anything about that. But to my face, they're fine. When I'm out and about, I don't get screamed at, I don't get shouted at, I get looked at, but I say it's because I've got gorgeous boobs, and that's what I keep telling myself, so not because I'm just an ugly bitch, but hey, just one of those things, and people will stare regardless, and that all good intentions aside, if you are going to start shouting and screaming in the middle of the street, people are going to look at you funny and walk away from you. They're not going to listen to you, are they? So, and this is where the trans activists are going wrong, because they're screaming and shouting and no one's listening to them, and they're not even listening to themselves most of the time, I don't think. But hey, that's up to them. And all this palaver with J.K. Rowling, it's just so ridiculous. It's the year of going after J.K. Rowling, I think, and apparently she tried to be done for plagiarism, and I'm there going, for plagiarism of a movie, how can he be plagiarism? Because I thought plagiarizing was from written word, but apparently it's not. So I learned something there. Sometimes I just wish I wasn't trans, because purely because of the hatred that some in the trans community send towards other individuals and groups. It's just ridiculous, and we won't get anywhere. We'll never get anywhere with hate. And I keep saying that educators don't hate, but of course people don't believe in looking, saying, don't get your head so far up your own arse you don't see what's going on. And I know exactly what's going on because I'm living out in the real world. I smile, I have a good time, I interact with people, I am just me. I'm not going around causing offence to anybody by coming out with inane drivel. Look at me, you have to treat me like this because I'm so special, I'm more special than you are. No, I'm not more special than you are. I'm just as special as you are. You don't treat me differently at all. You just treat me as a person, and that's it. I don't need to be treated any differently because I don't want to. If you treat me right, that's fine. If you treat me wrong, I've got no time for you. Simple as that. I just walk away, and that's it. And that's what we should learn to do, instead of going, oh no, just stand there and carrying on screaming and shouting, because people just walk away and you'll end up just screaming and shouting at yourself, and that's it, in the mirror, and that's it, and no one will be listening to you. And then what you're going to do? Nothing you can do, is there? Because it's all been taken away from you, and you're just stood there looking around. You go, oh, where's everyone gone? They've gone. They've walked away because you're screaming too much and you're not making any sense. And but I, for one, am against erasing what it means to be a woman in the same vein as I don't want to erase what it means to be trans, because the struggle I've been through makes me who I am today, and the struggle that a trans person, either male or female, have gone through to get to where they are today. And through our struggles, other people hopefully won't have to struggle as much. But taking that label away makes a mockery of the trans people from the past decades that have fought to get to where we are today, and the future ones. Somebody did point out, saying that, and I said, well, why don't we see the trans community as the third gender, which is fine, which I'm fine with. And this person turned around and said, yeah, but it's okay for you. This is the same person that come out with about don't have your head up so far up your own arse, kind of thing. As I was saying, yes. So I was saying about, I've lost track again now. Old age, kids, old age, don't get old. If you do get old, just go bananas all at once. Don't do it slowly like I'm doing it. I've lost my train of thought again now about the trans thing, about erasing what it means to be trans. Oh yeah, was saying about, and I said, why not think of trans people as the third gender? And this person turned around and said, but some trans people don't want to be outed because they don't want to be known as trans, and they don't look trans, they don't act, they don't sound trans, and that's fine. There's people I know that could get away with being cisgendered or biological female or biological male because of the way they look and the way they act, the way they sound, and everything. You wouldn't even know that they were trans, and that's fine. If that's the way they want to live their lives, that's their prerogative, that's their choice. But there are others of us, like me, for instance, that will never fit in as a biological woman, nor do I want to, because this is me and I fit in. I've got my own little slot in society and I'm in it. I don't want to inveigle onto any other groups. I don't want to be seen as a biological woman. One main fact is medically, there's things that I can, diseases that I can still get because I'm biological male, that biological females and biological women will never get, and vice versa. So I don't have a cervix, so I don't have to have go and have a scrape kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So for cervical cancer or whatever, because I haven't got a cervix, I haven't got a womb, no cervix, so it's pointless doing it. And I do have to go for a boob test, mammogram or whatever you call it, mammogram. But once all this COVID is over, I shall make an appointment. I've never had one yet. So, but I feel that I check my boobs every day anyway, so when I'm in the shower. But if we saw trans people as the third gender, the one in between biological male and female, so you got say biological males, trans people, some biological females, maybe see us as the in-between, the third gender or the second gender, even. Wouldn't it be so much easier for all involved? Because they go, oh, okay, so there's man, trans, woman, or man, woman, trans. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that at all. It's the fact that the very few in the trans community are making it harder for the rest of us to live in society, and it's scary because they're coming out with such inane stuff. It's and that's why they went after J.K. Rowling, because she turned around and said, "Oh, well, what is the word woman or womb men or because of the person who menstruate." And if you want to use that word, person, by all means go for it, but don't expect society to take you seriously if you come out with such inane stuff that that doesn't make sense. Person that menstruates, okay, no, that's fine, go for it, but don't force the whole of society to think of it that way, because it won't work, because it takes time for things like that to sink in. And trying to do it all in one go and just trying to force people into it straight off, it just doesn't work. It's the same with being trans. It takes yourself a long time to get to the fact, to come to terms with the fact that you are trans, and then the next step is to tell your family and close friends, and you expect them to be on the same page as you, but you might be on page 10, but they're still on the first page, but we expect them to, jump to the same page as we are, which is unbelievable, because they have only literally found out, or literally come to terms with the fact that you are trans, and it does take time. So screaming and shouting at society at large, you have to do this, you must do that, and you must say this, and must say that, it won't work. The only way it will work is if you turn around and say, okay, that's fine, that's how you see me. I think it's wrong, you think it's right. I think it's right, you think it's wrong. This is why we differ. Not screaming and shouting, you must, with no reasons, no excuses, no reasons. You have to treat me this way. You have to see me as this. It's just ridiculous. And of course it's 100 times worse now because of the COVID stuff. So, people have got less things to do. It's the same with any community or any group, any organisation. If they're going to start playing the victim, but yet do exactly the same thing as they're accusing the other community of doing, then victimhood goes out the window, because you're not a victim anymore. You're a perpetrator, and that's how it goes. That's how it is. And all this word about tolerating this, tolerating that. No, I don't want you to tolerate me, because if you have to tolerate me, it just means you have to put up with me because I'm trans, or you have to put up with me because I believe this. You have to put up with me because I believe that. No. If you accept me as who or what I am, that's the difference. Not tolerate. Do not tolerate anybody. I don't tolerate anybody. I accept people. I won't tolerate them. Which basically means I have to put up with them, and I won't do that. And hey ho, Marjorie Doe and all that. So, but anyway, that's enough of me. So I was coming up to 30 minutes. So, and as you know, I don't edit. I just add. Well, that is edited, isn't it? But yes, so I'm going to endeavour to crack on with all this again. I'm halfway through, well, basically about 15, 16 months now I've had this channel. So, and thank you everybody for subscribing. It's no marvellous. Look at my nails. They're called don't know if you can see the glittery bits in there. It's called a Ruby Queen. It's called. Even the thumbs look. They're marvellous. Lovely. It's okay. It's some dark nail varnish underneath that I didn't get off properly, so it still shows through because of the opaque. So you need about three coats on there, and as you can see, and I had dark red nails on yesterday. These are my own nails. Mm-hmm. They're not falsies. My own nails. But yes, so I got that, and it looks gorgeous, and of course all in black hair, blue black hair, and we can see shows up a little bit bluey there. Shows up a little bit blue, which is lovely. A bit more blue. I think I'll get some dark blue dye to put on top of it. But pardon me. So yes, so I treated myself that because I got some blue ones as well. Next time I'll wear blue. Very glittery. And my mate Gina just saw. Hi Gina, if you're watching. Which I saw a couple of weeks ago, last week, and she just couldn't believe how glittery they were. And these look so glittery out in the sunlight. But anyway, gotta go. Oh dear. Love you lots. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and please share the heck out of me if you think that somebody would get a giggle about listening to an inane chatter of an old tranny sat in her own living room behind her sewing desk, cutting table that she built herself, with 2 wolf dogs and whatever. But that is doing her BA honours for criminology and psychology. But anyway, speak to you soon. Be safe, be well, be happy, be healthy, and above all, be kind to yourselves. And this is what we should do. We should be kind to ourselves, and still treat ourselves now and again. So my next video will be about the nail polishes I've bought for myself, and I've got 4 different colours of the same company, which is nice. So the glittery company, it's called the NYC Crystal Couture, which I love. They look stunning on with a bit of clear coat over the top. Stunning. But anyway, I'm wittering on again now, so speak to y'all soon. Hurry back now, you hear? Bye bye.